I can't believe it's this cold, and it's only October. I just found one of the best stories in William Thomas Walsh's book, Our Lady of Fatima, and I can't understand it because I've read this thing cover to cover, and I don't remember this. But I was trying to research why people still walk on their knees at the shrine of Our Lady of Fatima, and I found the reason why.
The Catholic Men's Podcast, helping you find good works of literature for the Catholic gentleman.
Now, when the story begins, Lucia has already lost her father. It's 2 years after the apparitions. Francisco has already passed away due to Spanish influenza, and Jacinta is on the decline. I'm trying to keep my voice down because it's so late right now, and if you hear any grunts, it's my dog, Griffin. Jacinta was moved into the bed where Francisco had died. It was nearer the front door, and she could see and hear people better. The person who helped her most in those gloomy spring days was Lucia. "I will never see Covadonga or Valinos again," Jacinta said. "Yes, you will, Jacinta. Courage." "No, Our Lady told me that my mother would take me to a hospital in a dark building and that I wouldn't get well." It was true that pleurisy took a long time to heal, yet it seemed that sick people could help others even while they lay helpless themselves. There was Lucia's Aunt Victoria, for instance, whose brilliant but erratic son was missing for weeks, until Jacinta began asking Our Lady to send him home. Then, after a few days, he suddenly returned, with a strange story suggesting something like bilocation on the part of the young invalid. Having spent all his money, he had resorted to theft, had been arrested, and had been thrown into jail at Torres Novas. One night he managed to escape. He fled to the mountains and hid himself in a pine forest. Frightened during a violent thunderstorm, he fell on his knees in the rain and asked God's forgiveness and a safe return home. Presently, a little girl came out of the darkness and took him by the hand, and he saw that it was Jacinta. She led him down the mountain to the road that runs from Alquidao to Reguengo. Then, making a sign that he should continue that way, she vanished. At dawn, he came to a bridge that he recognized as being near Boleros, not far from his home in Fatima. When Lucia questioned Jacinta, the child could never explain, but said she had prayed a great deal for the young man. How have I never heard that Jacinta could have possibly bilocated when she was alive? But this is the main story that I was coming to, and it has to do with Lucia's mother. She began to have alarming attacks of weakness and shortness of breath, which the physician attributed to her old heart ailment. After one of these seizures, Maria of the Angels, Lucia's older sister, said, "Look here, Lucia, you haven't any father now, and if your mother dies, you'll be an orphan. If it's true that you saw Our Lady, ask her to cure your mother." The child arose without a word, went to her room, put on a heavy woolen dress, for it was cold and rainy, and went to Covadonga to prostrate herself in the mud before the Azinera, where Our Lady of Fatima had appeared. When she returned after a few hours, she brought a handful of red earth and told Gloria to make a tea out of it. She had promised Our Lady, she said, that if her mother was cured, they would all go on their knees from the highway to the place of the apparitions for 9 days in succession, and give food to 9 poor girls. It is Maria of the Angels who tells this curious story to Father de Marchi. Gloria prepared the tea, and I gave it to Mother. "What tea is this?" she asked. "It is of violet blossoms," we said, and she drank all of it. There were no more heart attacks, though certain other infirmities continued, and faithful to Lucia's promise, she and all her sisters went to Covadonga for 9 evenings after supper, painfully hobbling down the stony slope on their knees, while Maria Rosa followed on foot, giving thanks to God. And you can still see people go on their knees at the shrine there at Fatima. I wanted to tell you all this story and kind of get you thinking about the message of Fatima because it's almost time for the anniversary of the miracle of the sun on October 13th. It was witnessed by over 70,000 people and was seen at a distance of up to 25 miles. And I'd also just like to encourage you that if you have any problems in your life, fall to the feet of Our Lady like Lucia did, and she'll hear you. God bless you, and Our Lady keep you.